Top of the morning to you, dear viewers, or afternoon, or evening, or even night, depending on when you are watching this. Anyways, you may have realized that I'm not in the base today, and that is for good reason. The satellite over here has a very important data on it concerning our next fallacy, and I couldn't query for the old information because the server went down yesterday. What a coincidence, huh? Well, I do not mind it at all. Our next fallacy that the computer has so kindly provided is appeal to authority, which seems pretty simple, but is a little more complex and misleading than a few other fallacies on our list. So what is this fallacy? Well, appeal to authority is when an argument is deemed to be simply true because a person with a high rank or position of authority says it is. This person can also be referenced in the argument to further drive someone's point. There we go. Let me just get on the computer here, and okay. Here is an example of such being put into practice from the 1980s, or maybe even earlier.
These children are being taught to accept uncritically whatever they're told. Questions are not encouraged.
How can you ask such a question? Have you got a textbook?
Yes, ma'am.
Does it say here that our law courts are always just?
Yes, ma'am.
Then how dare you question the fact? Sit down.
And so we aren't surprised when...
But it must be true. I saw it in this book, right here.
That was an interesting example that the computer has provided us to analyze this fallacy. But I would like to stop for a moment and comment on the time frame. Yes, this is an older example, but the computer put it here to show you that fallacies have no sense of time. They have been around forever and will stay till the end of time. Fallacies know no bounds. With that out of the way, let's dive into this fallacy. To begin, we can see that the teacher is using her authority as a teacher to tell the boy in our video that the book is always right, which in itself is an appeal to authority. By implying that you shouldn't question the facts, the teacher implies that you shouldn't question the book's authority as a fact. This then causes a chain reaction to where the boy represents the book's authority while having a conversation with what I presume is his parents. See how this can be problematic? With the authority of information that may or may not be true being seen as true, mainly because a quote-unquote professional said it to be, can cause so many people to believe in a false truth. Oh, hello there, Cosmo. How's it going? The big boss said I need to wipe the toilets? Wasn't it your turn to do that? Nice try, buddy. But you're not gonna get me to fall for what I was just referencing as a logical fallacy. Alrighty then. Go scrub those toilets, you lazy robot. Did you see what that son of a gun tried to do to me? Wait a second. How is he gonna clean the toilets? Cosmo doesn't have any hands. Oh well. That's for him to figure out. Anyways, where was I? Oh yeah. Switching quickly back to the example of the teacher, and the book works to mislead our poor guy in the video into thinking that the book is right. Just because the teacher is the teacher and the book says so. But be careful, dear viewer. If, for example, Albert Einstein published a book about his famous equation E equals mc squared, that is not, I repeat, not an appeal of authority, because he created the equation and did research on the subject. In our example, the teacher did not do research, and neither did the boy. They were simply told to believe what the book says. It toys with the lazy part of our brain where we think, well, this person is above me, so they must know what they are talking about. And that is not always the case. Be careful, dear viewer. As I walk back to the base, let us talk through how we can fix this video into not being so misleading for our poor guy in it. First and most foremost, let's have the teacher be either someone educated for that subject or be briefed by someone who knows the material in the book. Second of all, I feel like the book could be better written with more leeway. Not everything is set in stone and has wiggle room for your opinion and the input of others as well. Actually checking the book based on polls from the community in this situation can help get the point across as well. Look at that. That was easy to fix, wasn't it? We just had to put people who know what they are talking about into the situation and encourage people to make their own decisions or supply their input, and voila, it is fixed. This fallacy plays the viewer very hard sometimes by just mentioning that someone or something is correct just because they have a high position of power or is regarded to as such. But dear viewer, I hope that you have learned better. I hope that next time someone uses this fallacy against you, that you can catch it and do your research, or ask for the qualification before you make a fool of yourself in front of the professional. I hope that this video has helped you see through this fantasy fallacy. That is all I have for today. See you next time, dear viewer.